BNN Bloomberg's Paul Bagnell now. Good to see you, Paul. Good morning. So a little lackluster when it comes to the job numbers. Was this what analysts had been expecting?
No, economists expected, Renee, good to be with you, by the way, expected something much stronger than this. This was a big disappointment. What was expected coming into today's labor force survey from StatsCan was 20,000 additional jobs added to the Canadian economy. And what we got was essentially a break-even number, only 1,100 jobs added to the Canadian economy during the month of February. And all of those were part-time jobs. There was more than 25,000 part-time jobs added, and then an almost equivalent amount of full-time jobs subtracted from the Canadian economy. And the difference was, when the math was done, about 1,100 new jobs added, all of them part-time jobs, to the Canadian economy. If there was some good news, it was that the rate of unemployment did not tick higher. It's held steady at 6.6%, the same level it was at in January. But the trend here, Renee, is that a fairly long series of very positive job reports with lots of job growth in the Canadian economy basically came to a halt in February. Between November of 2024 and January just passed, more than 200,011 jobs were added to the Canadian economy during that spread of several months, and that seems to have come to a halt in February. And some economists are suggesting that the uncertainty created by the tariff situation may have been a factor in some hiring decisions at companies. Even though these are February numbers, there was certainly lots of anticipation by the time February began that it was going to be, that we were entering a very difficult period of our relationship with the United States.
And is that the reason that they are pointing to for this, you know, for the most part, Paul?
Well, they are certainly saying that was likely a factor. Employers read the headlines and they have a sense of what's coming. And certainly Donald Trump, from way back in November, had pledged tariffs on Canadian products. So by the time February began, that had been built into the assumptions of economists. So yes, they are saying that that was certainly an influence. The other thing is that Canadian jobs numbers can be very, very volatile. They can swing from month to month. Here are some quotes from economists. Andrew Grantham is an economist at CIBC. He said the pullback in hiring in February could be a sign that tariff uncertainty is affecting the Canadian economy. Charles St. Arnaud, who's an economist at Alberta Central, says it will be interesting to see next month's number, the March number, to see what kind of effect extreme volatility caused by U.S. tariffs will have on the labor market. And one effect, Renee, that this is having on the market's predictions is that there are now very, very heavy predictions that the Bank of Canada will cut its benchmark interest rate next week on the 12th of March, Wednesday, from 3.0% to 2.75%. The bank will see that people are predicting that it has little option but to cut rates further to inject some type of stimulus into the Canadian economy.
Yes, such disparity. Again, if you're just joining us, 1,100 jobs added last month, a major drop from the 76,000 seen in January. Paul, thank you very much for this. Good to see you.
Thanks, Renee.
That is BNN Bloomberg's Paul Bagnell.